dealerships be like, let me run it through the wash for you. I'll get it cleaned up. Less than 2 weeks now to win this R35 GTR and $5,000 cash. At 5-3 Supply, we don't do double entries, triple entries, 5, 10 times entries. It gives an unfair advantage to those of the people who wait around. So don't wait around and get your entries today. Every $5 you spend gets you 1 entry into winning this R35 GTR, $5,000 cash to do whatever you want with it. 2 weeks, less than 14 days, guys. Everybody who wins always thought they couldn't win. Just saying. Happy shopping and good luck. You're gonna be really comfy. Look at this R34. Oh! Ah, dude. It's gonna be a long day of detailing, so I got a long monster. When I was buying it, the clerk actually asked me if my Benz was mine or my parents or the shop I work at. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this since I bought the car. We're finally gonna tackle the Mercedes. For something with low miles that is this nice, you would think that like it is maintained well and the paint is good. It's absolutely incorrect. I've been staring at this paint for about a month now and I'm really excited to tackle it today. So this is my Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS. I got it pretty recently and this is gonna be my new replacement daily for the GTR. It's hard, it's almost like nails on chalkboard looking at this paint as I talk. It's obviously very dusty right now, you can see. But it's got so many swirls and stuff everywhere. And you know, honestly, as much as people hate black paint, I love it because it's a nice challenge to just get a beautiful mirror finish. There's so many dealer installed and just like, just look at all these swirls up here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's so many swirls just from poor maintenance. So we are gonna go through the car and make this thing shiny today. As always, all products in this video are going to be from Griot's Garage. Whether it's a polish, an aerosol, a polisher, or a towel, whatever it is, even the rolly chair that I use, all Griot's Garage products. I want you guys to know, I've been doing this a long time and I'm very unbiased. There is nothing that I have used from Griot's yet that I have not liked. And I don't say that lightly because there's a lot of companies out there that offer a wide variety of products and a lot of them suck. Some of them are good, but a lot of them suck. All of Griot's Garage liquid car care products are made right here in-house by their own full-time chemists. They don't contract or outsource any sort of like scent people or like they don't pay somebody and they don't change the color or the look or whatever. They make their own stuff and it's all really cool. Very well designed, very balanced, very effective. Every single person that has checked them out so far because of my videos has absolutely loved Griot's and is probably a customer for life. I wouldn't be promoting a company that sucked. Just want you guys to know that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Products that we are about to use are we're gonna use the Griot's foam cannon with a pressure washer mix. What I'm gonna use is a diluted mixture of foaming surface prep. This is the best way to get any sort of wax or any sort of previously installed sealant off of the paint. We need everything off. Also, I'm not gonna be using this today, but they've made a new wheel cleaner that's not as heavy duty. They also have the heavy duty wheel cleaner that I'm gonna be using. This is like to get everything off. I'm also gonna be using tire cleaner as well. This is not tire shine, it's tire cleaner. And then wash the whole car with this, and I've got a couple Griot's washing mitts to use as well. I need some more shelves. I'm running out of space already. Went ahead and started off with a little rinse to see maybe what like product was on the car. It looks like they used some sort of like either a cheap ceramic thing that you can get from like AutoZone or something. It could have a little bit of quick detailer type wax that you can get from parts store as well, but like it's not, it beads a little bit, but obviously it didn't protect it enough. And you can just see like, I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheels sprayed, the tires sprayed, and get started. Now what I'm gonna be doing with this, some of you guys might not agree with this, the car is very clean, there's no mud or anything anywhere, so I'm not gonna be using a mitt. I'm actually gonna be letting the foam do its own thing. I'm gonna let it sit there for about 5 minutes or so, then I'm gonna wash it off, foam it again, then spray it off again. That foam is actually gonna eat everything away for me. I don't wanna spray anything around and scratch it more than it already is. There's no point in adding any more swirls, so here we go. Oof, got some curb rash. Yikes, boys. It's all right, these wheels are temporary until my 3-piece ones are done. But isn't that satisfying? This is everybody's favorite part. Yeah. You can actually see with your eyes that this foaming surface prep works in stages. Look at this. it's bubbling up in certain areas. It's eating off, corroding, whatever you want to call it. It's eating off that wax. Whatever product, whatever cheap product is on this, that's why all this is bunching up. It's literally bunching up and eating it. It's obviously cleaning the car, but you can see all the areas where it's kind of like double bunch. It works in two ways. It cleans it off, washes it off, but then it stops and it sticks and it starts eating whatever is on the paint that you need to take off before you detail. Here's some decent examples. You can see all these little waves where it stops. It's eating all of that off. Well, I was trying to hurry and I accidentally ran over one of the aerosol cans. Rip tire cleaner. Now that she's inside, we're ready to go. Ripped. I'm sorry, it's funny. I'm not even gonna dry it. They do have an amazing drying towel that you can use, but I'm not going to. It's about to get wet. I'm about to clay bar it anyways. Oh my God, dude. There's just so many like, this clear coat needs the Lord. This is definitely not what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe a little bit nicer of paint from whenever I bought this thing, but somebody literally dried this thing with rocks. Micro swirls everywhere, but if you can like look deep into it, like if you look really deeply into it, I mean, it's just like the whole car is just swirled like crazy. If you're doing a full detail, you don't really need to worry about water spots or anything like that at this point, because for one, you're about to clay, and I'm gonna be using the synthetic clay from Griot's. Out of all the years I've been detailing, I have preferred this actually more. It's cost effective, and it works really well, and it's way less irritating. So I'm gonna be using a little bit of, I mixed Griot's Speed Shine and water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lubricate whatever surface that I'm going to, my favorite part. Actually, it's pretty smooth. So, okay. The car will need a very light clay. Usually if it's really bad, you will audibly hear how bad your paint is. It definitely needs it a little bit, but it is not as bad, I mean, compared to some of the 90s cars I've done. You can never tell a visual difference from claying, so I'm gonna get this finished, and we're gonna move on to polishing. This guy had taillight tint at some point in time, boys. Well, it's not coming off. See, this is what I love about detailing. It's like a honeymoon. It's the first time everything comes off. You finally like feeling all the curves. You find out everything. You find out what's really wrong with it. Anyways, so I'm done claying. It was super easy. It might look really good right now, but this is probably the worst condition this paint's ever been in, and probably will never be this bad again. Couple things. Before we start getting polished, a couple things. This car's hood is so big that I'm going to actually have to do the entire process start to finish on the hood before I do any other part of the car, because I'm gonna have to be leaning over this. I'm gonna be leaning on this, and obviously like I'll use some towels and stuff to protect it, but I don't want to be doing this in stages and be scratching it or like rubbing it while. So anyways, I have to do the hood first. Two, I'm not going to be super cautious. I'm not gonna like focus a lot on the bumper because I've got like a GTR style bumper coming. Anyways, also side skirts coming, and also the wing. Wing's a really weird thing on this car. I'll polish it a little bit, but I'm not gonna focus too much on it. Two focal points really on this car is gonna be the butt. The two main areas that are so attractive about this car, rear quarter panels and obviously the butt, the rear bumper, and the hood. So my main focus is gonna be making both of those look nice. Now obviously I'm gonna make everything look nice on the whole car, but that's gonna be a big help. And also the top, these front fenders. I'm not gonna lie, this paint is pretty booty cheeks. So I'm going to actually go a little more aggressive than I thought. Wool is their strongest that they have. White is their second strongest. So I think what I'm gonna do is use my G15. I'm gonna use my G15, which is obviously the more aggressive polisher, and I'm gonna do it with a moderate pad, but I'm going to use the most aggressive cream I can. Fast correcting, which is white, that's the biggest one. I'm gonna use this one. You've also got correcting and then perfecting. Perfecting is like the lightest one. This is the medium one. I might move on to this if I need to, but I'm definitely gonna hit it with this stuff. This stuff is amazing. All right, first wipe will tell us exactly what we need to know. Get this off of here so I can actually feel the clear coat's gotten pretty hot. I was pretty liberal with the amount of time and speed that we did. I don't even know, man. That's You can still see some pretty big stuff, pretty deep in there. And you can see it is pretty swirly. Obviously that looks much better than it did, but we can do better. There we go. Try it again. G9, 9mm throw, heavier pad, same cream. Technically that's 2 polishes, and I still have some like micro swirls and stuff that you can see. I can see them. You might not be able to. I really didn't want to have to grind down the clear coat that much on this detail, but it's looking like it might have to happen. Lordy. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little update on the polishing process. I really did not think I was going to have to use the wool one. Like, really did not think I was gonna have to. And even still at this point, it's getting everything. I could probably attack it harder and harder and more and more. But like, dude, I honestly am wondering if like the hood got repainted or something. I don't know if the previous owner wiped this thing dry with rocks or something, but the hood is bad. It's a clear indication of how the rest of the car is. The scratches are just so deep. I obviously anticipated a lot of work, but man, this is gonna take a while. I have gotten it down to where I pretty much have done the first coat. So here's a decent look at how, like, look at the paint, like look at the bubbles. That's like wet sand kind of material. Like, I'm not gonna do anything to that. You can actually see though, a clear difference between, like, see where the light is right there, and then you look over here, that is the freaking factory, that's the paint right there, dude. That's something I haven't detailed yet. That'll all come out, and honestly, this will look really good towards the end, because after this, I'm gonna end up doing a yellow pad and then probably an orange pad, and then it'll be clean. But also, I forgot to mention that I'm wrapping the car. Anyways, I love the challenge. This is super fun so far, so I'm gonna keep going, obviously, but maximum effort here today. Dealerships be like, let me run it through the wash for you. I'll get it cleaned up. All right, so you guys are about to be really surprised and impressed, but what I'm gonna do is finish this off with their poly wax. This is their most impressive and best synthetic wax. Usually I do the 3-in-1 ceramic, but I really wanna actually, I'm old school and I really like wax, and it actually gives a very shiny, nice finish. This should last up to like 9 months, 6 to 9 months of protection. If it's in the garage all the time like it is, it's probably gonna be way faster. So I'm gonna use this with a red pad to apply it and let it set there for a while, and I think this is gonna be, I think you guys are gonna be really impressed. And I will say, guys, seriously, this is one major reason to never let the dealer detail your car. Or else, someday, when you're successful, or you have, if you have a nice car, or else you're gonna be paying somebody $5,000, $10,000 to do this type of correction to your paint. So I suggest you learn how to do it yourself. Yeah, just don't let your dealership touch it. We are 3 hours into this detail, and I'm about to wipe off this poly wax, and you're about to see this for the first time. Hear that? No noise, which is obviously really, really, really good. You like to see that. You like to hear that. It's gonna take a little bit of buffing after I wipe this off to get it a little clearer. But while I'm wiping this off, I will say, one of the most important things in detailing is your microfiber. The work that you're doing on your paint is only as good as the microfiber you are using to wipe off all these products. Get this off. Griot's is amazing microfibers. I was using this one. This one's very soft, very plush, very nice. But even that one for this paint was too rough. And so I ended up having to go, like, I was having to buff too much to get some of this compound off. And so I switched to what is basically the equivalent of the nicest blanket you've ever seen in your life or felt in your life. And well, needless to say, it works and it's amazing. So invest in some really good microfibers and just take care of your paint. For the love of God, stop letting dealerships touch your stuff. Went ahead and taped off the hood so that no other products like actually gets on it. I've already coated it, so if something like, if we get dust or if there's something that splooges on it or something, I don't know, it'll wipe off and it'll be cleanable. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I did, what I used. Before I go ahead and move on, I'm gonna use the same process for the rest of the car, but really didn't think I had to do this, but what I did was I started off with the G15. It's a smaller polisher that has a bigger throw, and I used a wool pad. The wool is the most aggressive pad that they offer, and I also used it with the most aggressive cream that they offer, and so that attacked and got rid of most of the huge deep defects in the paint. Then I went on to the G9, so smaller throw but a heavy pad still. G9 6-inch pad, also still with the fast correcting cream. Now that was two very, very heavy things back to back, straight to polishing. So I used the yellow pad, which is their softest, technically their softest polishing pad, with their yellow perfecting cream. Then I did something that most people probably would not do. It's a very unconventional thing, but I actually used an application pad with, oh, by the way, this stuff smells like Fruit Loops and it's amazing, but I used the application pad to do one more thing of polish. Now, this is probably like 50,000, 100,000 grit, so really, really fine. I basically let the cream itself do a little bit of work on the clear coat without actually having an abrasive pad. And then I finished it off with a polywax. Polywax is really good and it made it shine pretty well. I'm super impressed. Like, this is insane. If you guys look at the before and after, this is absolutely mad. I'm a little impressed with myself. So now I've got to tackle stuff like this, and I've got to go through and do pretty much the same process. And then for a lot of stuff like the wing, I'm gonna use my little boy. 3 hours in, at this point, you guys at least know what I'm doing. You guys know the process. And so now I'm really just gonna get going. Let's go ahead and get started. Golly, that booty is nice. Look at that crap. Stop doing this to cars, dude. Bah! You gotta be freaking kidding me, dude. Still bad, dude. Naughty, naughty. Bruh, this thing is scarred deeper than me. I just want to sit down and ask this car about the things it's been through, because this thing hurts. I can tell by how deep some of these scars are, bro. Somebody hurt her a long time ago. Oh, boy. So I'm on the final stage. Actually, I'm done polishing now this fender. I'm gonna go seal it after I finish the entire car, but I'm done with this fender, and I wanna just show some stuff. Some questions, and just from my experience, I wanna talk to you guys about a couple things here. For one, it's really important to know the metal that you're polishing on, because the heat exchange plays a huge factor in the effectiveness. Two, a lot of people will look at this whole fender and be like, oh, wow, that's insane. I love the shine, like it's perfect. Like, I mean, it really is genuinely insane, especially compared to how it came in. But then some people will be like, oh, yo, you got a freaking scratch. Where is it? You can barely see it. Scratch right there. Now, here's the thing. That's not worth getting out, because in order to get that scratch out, you have to shave down all of the clear coat around it just to get this little bitty boy out. And the fender is basically perfect. I could actually, I'm gonna go back through and do, I'm actually gonna go back through and do a little bit right here. But the fender's basically perfect except for that. And so you just never wanna sacrifice the clear coat just for the sake of that. Plus, if you do a wax or some sort of coating, odds are it's gonna fill that in a little bit and it'll gloss it up and it won't be able to notice it. I am finally getting done with this detail. I'm wrapping, I probably have 2 more hours. I'm wrapping up with it. I'm going to use the finishing polish all over the entire car with the yellow pad, yellow sauce, stuff that smells like Fruit Loops. And I'm gonna go through and finish everything. It's getting really close, but you know, obviously with my eye, I see lots of imperfections. Another thing with detailing too, it's all relative. If you get into a building that has lights like mine, you're gonna see more. And if I go into a bigger building with more lights, I'll probably see more. It's all relative, but I am striving for perfection with this car. I'm finally done with polishing. Here's the thing. I could go more, I could polish more, I could go more fine, whatever, this or that, this or that. But at the end of the day, this is, for one, it's my car. For two, it's my daily. So like, I'm gonna put this thing through the ringer and it's gonna be washed and stuff a lot. Somebody brought me this car and said, hey, this is my pride and joy, or if this is a GTR Pro or something, I would definitely keep polishing. I might do a little bit different, but again, like this hood probably could get wet sanded, no joke. Like that kind of stuff. Some of the car actually definitely could have dealt with a wet sand, but like I'm not gonna do it. In detailing, there's always somebody that's gonna do it different. There's always gonna be somebody that does it better, and there's always gonna be somebody who's watched one episode of Ammo NYC and thinks they know more than you. For real though, I love Ammo NYC. I've looked up to him for a long time, so that's no hate against him. Dude, people watch him one time and they're like, I know this. So she's ugly. She's definitely dirty. Windows are still a mess. Everything, I mean, it's not finished. Now, what I'm gonna do is my final step. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna keep applying the wax. Oh man, whoever detailed this car is gonna watch this video and start punching the air right now. There is not a blemish in this quarter panel like there was before. Again, I'm getting a wing, so I really didn't spend too much time on it. I definitely wanted to make the back hatch prettier, and also like the rear end. He's actually gotten some like paint adjustment, or he did something to where it really just didn't work. And like, I think he maybe tried to fill this up with Bondo. Like you can see this. This is like, he tried to debadge it or whatever, I don't know. I'll probably have that shaved and taken care of whenever I get the wing and whenever this car goes in for paint or whatever. So I polish. I mean, I did the same thing. I probably did 5 stages of polishing, I think, including an orange pad this time. But you can actually, I mean, shoot, you can see for yourself. There's virtually no scratches at all. Like there's virtually 0 at all in this paint. And that's what I like to see. So I've obviously got to go ahead and I'm gonna re-wax the whole thing. I'm gonna do a second coat of wax on the hood as well. Won't hurt. It's definitely just gonna give it some added protection. The whole thing, I'm gonna keep the tape on until that's done. And then after that is wiped off, obviously I gotta do glass care. Anyways, oh wait, my lens is working right now. It hasn't zoomed this far in forever. Guys, I'm so excited. I am really excited how this turned out. I mean, genuinely impressed with the glow and the reflection. Obviously, it is insane. It is insane what a little bit of love and care can do, boys. I'm gonna get it all glossed up, get the tape taken off, finish it up, and tomorrow morning I'll show you, because it's probably gonna be another 2 hours until I'm done.
12 o'clock midnight.
It's not the next day, but I wanted to go ahead and I just went ahead and finished it up anyways. Boys, this turned out pretty freaking snazzy, if I have to say so myself. So, one thing I definitely learned, I don't know if I said this earlier, but this hood was definitely repainted. I had said like, it should have been wet sanded, but like, you can see like, that's like dust particles from when it was repainted. Not repainted in a clean spot. Really sucks, but it is what it is. The car's gonna get wrapped anyways. But man, I can tell you what, you just go, like, look at the freaking, hold up. Like, this car did not have this kind of like glossy shine, and it didn't have that kind of reflection earlier, dude. I even actually waxed the glass up top, and it's super shiny. This is certainly dude. Wow, I can't even talk right now. This is certainly way better. I am super happy with this. Looking at it in person, oh, yep, now it doesn't work again. My main goal was to just make sure that it just wasn't bad, you know? Like, I wanted to make it look like it wasn't Scotch Brighted. You can obviously see in these corners, there is little to no scratches or anything. I mean, like, especially compared, let me show you a picture. Here's some before and after shots of this. Like, I mean, it's crazy, some of the stuff that happens when, it's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy what happens when you just put some effort into something. Honestly, like, detailing is not that hard, but what it takes is time of day. It takes preparation, it takes patience, and it takes knowledge. I mean, it's like, it's not that hard, but a lot of people suck at it because they just don't want to put the time and effort into it. I'm particularly happy with like the quarter panels and stuff. I mean, this was really, really bad. Obviously, you just saw, really bad. Some people will look at this and be like, you have so many, you didn't touch so much. It's the one downside of like publicly detailing cars is like, somebody always has a better idea than you. Could I have gone over and wet sanded the car? Sure, but like, that's so dumb. That's just, there's no use in doing that. It's my daily, it's gonna go through the ringer, and I'm just here to have a good time. As always, I do this for fun. I don't take customers, I literally just sit in my own garage, in my own shop, and I have fun with my own cars. Like I detailed this one, that one. I'm gonna teach Jaren how to detail that one. I'll detail this one. I've saved and restored the paint on both of these, even though this one's gotten a little foggy over the year. Yeah, I'm stoked. I gotta be honest too, man, like I've done this for a long time and I've used a lot of different products. Obviously, like this is endorsed and sponsored by Griot's Garage. To build some credibility here, I want you guys to know I have declined a lot of sponsorships over the years of detailing products. I usually like to have an arsenal of multiple brands, but there is literally nothing I have used from Griot's that has sucked. Not to sound salesman-y, but the cool thing about them really is like, it's a family-owned business. Built from the ground up, stuff is made by hand here in the USA by their own staff. That's really not something any detailing brand can say. Plus, it's just a family and group of really cool people who just love having fun in the garage and being organized and who are obsessed and just love cars. So this is my AMG GTS detail. Again, I do have a lot of plans for this car. I've got a front bumper, I've got side skirts, I've got a wing. We're gonna wrap it, exhaust, tune, wheels. I have suspension actually at the house right now, but I'm gonna wait until I have this lift open. I definitely wanna encourage you guys, for one, stop letting dealerships wash your car. Two, go out there and give it a shot. You can use my code and buy some Griot stuff and give it a go. Again, they have not even just their liquid car care stuff, but their polishers, their microfibers, everything is good. I wouldn't have used it on this car, and this car would not have turned out this well if the product sucked. Every day I make a video, I give you guys daily advice as well. My advice for you guys today is, especially at an early age, it is so important to learn to give 100% with everything that you do. Strive for perfection, even if it benefits somebody. I mean, even if it's like it benefits, if you're in school or you're working for somebody else, like still do your 100%. Even if somebody else is gonna benefit from it right now, you are going to benefit from having that mentality later on in life. Even when I worked for somebody else back in the day, even whenever I was in school, I sucked at school, but I did my 100%. I did my best. If you can put your name down on the day that you had today and say, you know what, I did my best, I put my best effort into it, and I'm satisfied with the results, then that's what's gonna make you successful someday. Creating the habit of just day after day giving your 100% ends up bettering you the rest of your life. And it might, obviously, like it might help your boss or the company that hires you right now, or the school you are going to, or the people you work for. I'm telling you, create that habit. 100% today, do your best, like work like there's no tomorrow, and just put your heart and soul into it. You guys have an amazing day. Love you all, and I'll catch you next video. Peace. By the way, I got 2 videos for you, boys. Watch those 2 videos and make sure you subscribe. But I made those 2 videos for you. Oh, for real. Like, seriously. Go watch them.